What up, my ninjas? Welcome back. It's your boy Drew with Highfightiq, where the fight IQ is high, and so am I.
Round 2, fight!
He's so well-rounded, so diverse, and has such a high fight IQ.
Today, taking a look at Mr. Wes Watson on the Fresh and Fit podcast. Now, ordinarily, my commentary is just on mixed martial arts, combat sports type content. But one of my guilty pleasures has always been seeing people who are full of shit get called out for it. Thus, I've been an avid watcher of Wes Watson. He doesn't really have anything to do with fighting or combat sports or anything, but he does threaten to fight somebody in this video. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Let's check it out.
It's everything is up front. Like, I don't hide anything, and I show everything. So, blessed man.
Now, for context, the moderators in the middle, they asked this wonderful panel what their definition of success is. And they're just going one by one. The first three guys already answered. And now it's Mr. Wes Watson's turn to answer what his definition of success is.
Okay. And my definition of success is across the board. If you're not ripped, if you're not rich, if you ain't rare, if you don't stand out, if you ain't across the board successful, it doesn't mean fucking shit to me. If you got straight tits and you're in your Rolls Royce, you look like a fucking clown to me.
I have noticed that that's one thing that he does come back to a lot: ripped, rich, and rare. Let's just let's just check something out real quick. Prisoners, bald, muscles. Bronson, solid. We got this fine young gentleman right here. Is this AI? That might be AI. It looks like AI. If not, bravo, dude. Because those 4 abs you're working with are looking good. Wow, there's a lot of examples here. The fuck is Jelly Roll doing here? That's not what I asked for. Being a bald former prisoner with tattoos and muscles is not quite as rare as Mr. Wegsley would have you believe. The ripped part, honestly, when I think of ripped, now I've been a personal trainer, I've been a martial arts trainer, I've worked out, I've been in gyms, gym culture my whole life. When I think of ripped, I think of like, I don't think of muscle bound, like buff, dude. That's buff to me, or swole, or yoked. Guys like that. When I think of ripped, I think of like, do you guys remember that bodybuilder, Helmut something? Let's try bodybuilder. Helmut Strebel. Helmut Strebel. Look at this motherfucker. Now, when I think of ripped, this is what I think about. I don't think this image has been edited too much. But see, look at all the striations in his shoulders, his serratus, even in his pecs. You can see all the rips. This is what I think of when I think of the word ripped in terms of physique. Mr. Wes Watson, to me, doesn't look all that ripped. So, and I mean, not for me to say how rich he is or not. I think most of his riches are ill-gotten. We'll get into that hustling stuff in a little bit, but let's keep it going.
I'm just laughing at your dumb fucking ass. But this voice, you look like a fucking clown to me. You don't stand out. If you ain't across the board successful, it doesn't mean fucking shit to me.
Standing out does not dictate success or signify success. A lot of people that are not successful stand out.
If you got straight tits and you're in your Rolls Royce, you look like a fucking clown to me. I'm just
To him, if you have tits and you are driving a Rolls Royce, you look like a clown. To him.
laughing at your dumb fucking ass. But this is the whole fucking point. You have a weakness. Change it, motherfucker. How the fuck are you going to lead people if you don't realize your weakness is their way out? They're not going to listen to you.
What does this have to do with your definition of success? Dude is so triggered at everything that is said to him. They just asked him what his definition of success is. And we're getting this big old long unhinged rant where he's talking to people who judged him fucking 3 years ago.
You're sitting there possessing shit that they don't want to have. So, I mean, this is what people say. Oh, it's not about the money. It's about family, Wes. It's about this, about that. Motherfucker, when you're making money, it's about the money. When it's family, it's about family. When you're at the gym, it's about muscle. Whatever you're doing, it's about that. There's no black and white life. It's the gray area. You have to.
That sounds pretty black and white to me, you fucking idiot. And just because you are 100% devoted to whatever you're doing in that moment doesn't mean that you're going to be at the fucking upper echelon of that. Nobody can spread themselves so thin as to give 100% of their time, money, and effort and energy into everything that they do throughout the day. That's if you are doing so many different things throughout the day, there's no way you can be 100% in on all of them. You can devote your attention 100% to them, but that just because you're 100% devoted to one thing at a time doesn't mean that you're successful in all of them. There's no way that you can give 100% of everything you have into everything that you're doing every single day.
Have to be good at everything. That's the goal, to really excel in every area. I roll in most rooms with successful entrepreneurs, and it's pathetic. They'll have like a before and after picture of their fitness shit, and their after picture looks like their before pic. And I'm like, motherfucker, you're not embarrassed of this shit?
This is a long ass fucking definition, dude. Can you imagine if you opened a dictionary to the word success and it said all this shit? He's not even done yet, but if I opened up a dictionary to the word success and it said all of this shit, I would think to myself, this was definitely written by a former meth addict, steroid, muscle-bound fucking idiot.
Put out, you're that big of a pussy. Like, I just can't get behind anything. That's what you put out. You're that big of a pussy. This shit, and their after picture looks like their before pic. And I'm like, motherfucker, you're not embarrassed of this shit? Like, you have enough money, and that's what you put out. You're that big of a pussy. Like,
okay, first of all, you're talking about before and after pictures in a physical sense. But then you say you have that much money. What the fuck does how much money they have to do with what their before and after picture looks like in a transformation sense? Second of all, how does not having a Wes Watson approved after picture make you a pussy? That's dipshit logic 101.
Like, I just can't get behind anything that's not done at a high level. So knock the...
Now, I have, in my extensive research on Mr. Wes Watson, shout out to the homies Dubs, Too Lazy to Try, Mud Pit, Jesse on Fire, Bubba, anybody else that does anything like this in this space. I watched all your guys' stuff. I follow, I subscribe. I'm into all of it. I'm in it deep, so appreciate you. I've heard people mention that he bullshits about being in jail or in prison for 10 years. He bullshits about the stories and everything. Bullshitting is something that I want you to keep in the forefront of your mind. Now, I personally have never done any time, Lord willing. I know a lot about the work outside. And I can tell you that Wes Watson is He's not a certified personal trainer. He has no experience at all. But even though he has no experience in any of that stuff, he's still a coach. One thing that I haven't heard a lot of people talk about is the fact that he's a former meth addict. I do have a lot of experience dealing with meth addicts. I grew up in a house full of them. It's my number one pet peeve. People who tweak, people who act like tweakers. It's kind of all-encompassing term that I use for anybody who does hard drugs like methamphetamines, PCP, heroin, cocaine, any of those. They all act the same. Eyes wide open, they're constantly wired, picking at themselves until they bleed. They're all over the place. They're always busy, but they're never actually doing anything. They're always just blabbing on, and it's all bullshit. Everything that goes on in a tweaker's life revolves around bullshit. Everything that they say, everything that they do is just bullshit. It's a lie, even unnecessarily. You could ask a tweaker or a former tweaker any mundane, pointless question, they're going to lie to you about it. You could look them in the face and say, hey, did you exercise today? Knowing full and well that they didn't exercise, they will tell you they did. And they will make up some elaborate fucking story about that workout. And it will go on forever. It will be a long, drawn out rant about just a bunch of bullshit. And that's the one thing that stands out the most to me about Wes Watson. I don't see a lot of people point that out, but apparently, unfortunately, since Wes does have people buying his bullshit programs and listening to his bullshit fucking coaching, there's a lot of people who are either inexperienced, you haven't dealt with enough tweakers to be able to see through this shit, or you're just naive. Or possible third option, you're also bullshitting. You're also just a bullshit human being. Oh, there's another bullshitter. I'm trying to roll with him. Whatever the case may be, I hate it when people like this are able to take advantage of people like you. And that's why I'm hoping to do this and give you guys a little bit of insight as to why you should never ever listen to motherfuckers like Wes Watson. And also you should never ever fucking send them money for anything.
Knock the one thing off the board first, then the next thing, then the next thing. Jados is ripped, rich, and rare. I mean, the whole thing. What's rare mean to me?
Yeah, he's a buff dude with bleached hair. And he's so not ripped. So not ripped. Being buff is not ripped. This motherfucker built his whole slogan off of words that he misunderstood.
That means no vices. It means no drugs, no alcohol, no bullshit. Don't have to hide behind nothing.
Like I said, I despise tweakers. I despise most hardcore drug addicts. I know it's kind of, hard for me to speak on it because my page is called Highfightiq because I use weed and shit like that. I don't look at them as drugs. I look at them as plants, as tools that I use. Marijuana, kratom, psilocybin mushrooms, nicotine, caffeine. That's it. That's all I ever use. You could make the argument that those are drugs, and I wouldn't argue with you because it's pointless. People that think that those things that I just listed are drugs are never going to change their mind based on any logic or argument that I give. But performance enhancing drugs are 100% drugs. I've known people, I'm related to people, and also I know people who have passed who are just like this motherfucker. They started out hooked on other hard shit, and then they stopped the hard shit because they went to jail or prison, and they got on steroids because their prison culture is all about things like being the biggest dude in the room, having the most tattoos, and punking people. That's one thing that not a lot of people have mentioned that I've seen. Even the prison content creators is people like Wes thrive on feeling as though they're punking people who are smaller than them, punking people who are weaker than them, who are less mentally tough than them. That's the type of shit that these assholes get off of, is just thinking that they're punking somebody. I guarantee you Wes Watson got his ass punked the fuck out in prison and then came out and decided that he's gonna do that to everyone else in society. I guarantee Anybody who has bought Wes Watson's programs or has subscribed to any of his bullshit, I promise you, behind closed doors, he brags about punking you guys. Meth addicts, career criminals, people who idolize prison culture, they idolize looks, trying to be the biggest dude in the room, because if you don't know how to fight, then trying to look intimidating is your way of deterring people from wanting to fight in the first place. So being big equals being scary. Idolizing things like cars, mainly because they boost them. They think that it's fucking cool. Like, what's the best car that I can steal? They idolize hot fake women. They idolize money. It's just all the same stuff. It's just career criminal shit. And Wes Watson has found a way to try to convince the impressionable youth and younger men of our society that shit like that is cool. That might be how people live in prison. We're not in prison, homie. They get out of prison and they're not shit. They realize they're not shit. So they're walk around with this mentality of, oh, if we were in prison, you'd be fucking bowing down to me. You'd be my bitch. You'd be giving me everything. I'd be taking your money from you. I'd be taking your lunch from you. All this shit. They want the entire world to be like prison because they feel like they would be thriving if that was the case. And it's just an excuse that they tell themselves for why they aren't actually successful. Again, just more bullshit.
I mean, what's rich? I mean, you get to do what the fuck you want. I don't need you to be a billionaire to say you're rich, or other people, they'll see that even I rent my place. It's $95,000 a month. But they're like, you rent your place. It's like, you dumb motherfucker. You don't understand how to even operate at my level. People don't buy a 20.
Anyone who is successful will tell you that if you have millions of dollars renting somewhere for $90,000 a month, you are the dumb motherfucker, sir. He said, what's rich? Being able to do whatever you want. I am not rich by any stretch of the imagination if we're talking monetarily, but I afford to do whatever the fuck I want every day. I do this whenever I want. I take a nap whenever I want. I work whenever I want. I'll go to the store and buy whatever I want. Granted, the stuff I want to buy isn't expensive cars or jewelry or clothing, because I don't value shit like that. But you don't need to be rich to do whatever you want every day. That doesn't justify scamming people out of thousands of dollars for your bullshit program.
A $24 million house. They buy $24 million worth of properties that would bring them more money. You don't dump all that into that fucking liability and live in some $24 million pad you bought.
Look at all the guys next to him who are actually rich. They're all looking at him like, you guys are hearing this too, right? Am I having an aneurysm right now? Did I miss something? Because he's saying the opposite of what we all would say.
Not stupid. You fucking make investments and you bring it back to this. But everybody thinks they know some shit. And if you don't have the results that I want in some area, I can't fucking listen to you. So most people, I won't listen to them. What are they going to tell me? Some motherfucker.
I do agree with that. Even a broken clock is right twice a day, which is also not true. I do agree that taking criticism and advice from people that you are not aspiring to be like is something that you need to be cautious of and be mindful of. But that is more so in a sense of like where you want to go in life, not what you have in life. That saying doesn't apply to cars and fake muscles and fake women and ripped jeans. That's more so about life advice. There's another thing that I'm talking about, these bullshitters, these tweakers, people like him. It's something that they constantly do. They feel as though the more they talk, the smarter they sound. When in actuality, to intelligent people, the more you talk, the more obvious it is that you don't know what you're talking about. It's not hard to tell when somebody knows what they're talking about on a certain subject. Word to the unwise, for all you bullshitters out there, If you want to bullshit people into believing that you know what you're talking about when you really don't, say as little as possible, because the more you ramble, the more obvious it is that you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Fucker comes up to me at the gym. So most people, I won't listen to them. What are they going to tell me? Some motherfucker comes up to me at the gym and he's like, hey, you should do your push-ups like this. And I say, why? So I can look like you, motherfucker? And the guy's like, oh, no, but like, it looks like you're going to hurt your... Shut the fuck up, dude. I'm end up with your chest if I do that shit. Why would I want that?
I don't know what fucking gym you go to, but nobody comes up to you saying you should do your push-ups like this. And furthermore, why the fuck are you doing push-ups at the gym? You can do that shit at home. Are you the fucking dumbass who goes to the gym and pays for a gym membership and goes to the gym just to do prison body weight shit? You fucking moron. Also,
Want that
story just never happened.
Go in my comments and I'll say some shit on purpose. I'm like, rent or buy. And if you ain't at the level to even do either of these, shut the fuck up and don't even participate. And they just get mad. It's like you don't get to have an opinion if it's not an option for you.
Yes, you do.
You don't get to say my chick's BBL and her fake tits aren't for you. You couldn't get her, you dumb motherfucker.
We don't want her.
You got a goddamn 3. And that's the worst thing about these motherfuckers.
He loves grading women on a 1 to 10 scale. Absolutely loves it. I've never met anybody try to milk the 1 to 10 scale as much as this dude does. He is like a fucking 90s college kid stuck in a 40-year-old blown out, definitely high blood pressure body.
You got a worst thing about these motherfuckers. They try to give you relationship advice. Motherfucker, you got a borderline Miami 2. That's like a fucking Mississippi 6. Like, what the fuck you talking about?
Shout out to Mississippi. Love you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Fuck this dude. All the Mississippi 6s, feel free to hit me up. I'll show you some love.
That's the worst thing about these motherfuckers. They try to give you relationship advice. Motherfucker, you got a borderline Miami 2. That's like a fucking Mississippi 6.
Your perceived level of attraction to someone else's woman is not relationship advice.
Like, what the fuck you talking about? Don't give me relationship advice to my 10 when you got a 2, motherfucker. Shut up. But this whole thing. People don't think I'm going to put the measuring stick to their motherfucking face. They better just watch what they say around.
I don't know what euphemism or cliche he was going for, but I've never heard anybody say that they were going to put a measuring stick to my face. What are you measuring people's faces for? How does that prove anything? What are you measuring on their face? Are you measuring the length of their face? Are you measuring the length of their nose to know if they're telling bullshit fucking stories? Is this Pinocchio Watson?
Around a motherfucker who's beating them in every area. And if someone is beating you, just ask them. Just be humble. Like, your bitch is better than mine. How'd you get her? That car's way more than mine. How'd you do it?
Yeah, fuck the 10 years of marriage that I have with my wife and the connection and the love and the children that we bore and all the memories that we've shared and the chemistry we have and the good times and the bad that we've shared, the ups and the downs that we've gone through together. Fuck all that. Wes, your bitch is better than mine. How do I ditch my fucking love of my life who's been there for me through everything so I can get one that looks like yours? It's fantastic relationship advice.
That's what they say around a motherfucker who's beating them in every area. And if someone is beating you, just ask them. Just be humble. Like, your bitch is better than mine. How'd you get her? That car's way more than mine. How'd you do it? You make more than...
That car is way more than mine. How'd you do it? So you're saying that somebody needs to humble themselves and ask you how you got a car that is more expensive than theirs. You paid more. He paid more. You don't need to ask him, folks. He paid more.
more than me. What's up? Like, just fucking ask. And that's the thing. People aren't humble enough to ask. That's my shit. It's got to be across the board. You better have a bad bitch. You better be ripped. You better fucking be rolling some sick shit. That's what I like. I grew up hustling. There has to be rims on my guy.
Nobody gives a fuck what you like, dude. They want to know what your definition of success is. You fucking meathead dumbass.
Goddamn Phantom. Go out front. That ain't normal Phantom. That's a Mansory Phantom. I don't have the normal shit. Fuck that. Chick's got upgrades. Done.
Well said, Wes. God damn, with the fire.
Bitch ass motherfucker. That was not well said, you scary ass little bitch. Don't let dudes do the shit like this and then just act like it's fucking normal and act like it's cool. Well said, Wes. Please don't kill me. I'm so fucking terrified right now. You little bitch, dude. Tell him. You should have told him long before now, but don't be a bitch. Don't tell motherfuckers like this. Well said. That was horribly said. You asked him what his definition of success is, and he went on a fucking tweaker rant for, what are we at? He went on a 5-minute tweaker rant about everything except what the definition of success is. That's on you, bro. That's on you. I don't know if you're fresh or fit. I don't think either of you are either of those, to be honest, but don't be a bitch like that, folks. Don't be a bitch. That's why Wes keeps doing the shit that he's doing, because motherfuckers like this keep letting him and gassing him up and telling him it's cool because you want to be fucking next to him. You want the clout. You want to feel, you think that he's cool, and you feel like being near him and talking to him and agreeing with him makes you cool. None of you motherfuckers are cool. Stop letting people do shit like that.
Fire. Shit.
I've been watching Goldie's content. That's the reason. I've been watching Goldie's content. He be getting me in trouble. My chick don't like his content. She's like, he's making too much sense.
Shout out to Goldie. All right. What about you?
Supposed to follow that up?
It's tough, right?
Get him.
It's
Well,
tough.
hey, what you guys were saying earlier, I need to know what the fuck you said in English.
Okay, so my definition of success will probably be far different than everybody else's on the panel. I'll probably maybe be the lone dissenter, but my definition of success is having a family, having children, and being part of the apparatus of the world. And true wealth.
Look at him. Look at him. Already stressing. Already stressing. After one fucking sentence, he already feels threatened and attacked.
Is a rejection of materialism. As Christ said himself, what good does it benefit a man to gain the entire world at the cost of his soul? And essentially, when I think of wealth, I think of materialism. It's okay to have materialism. It's not against Christian ethics to become rich, become wealthy. But I just think it's all beside the point, ultimately. You're trying to go for a single thing, and it's to achieve something greater
Do you have
than
money?
the person.
Does he have money?
No.
Do you have money?
No, I don't have.
How much
I
money
don't
do you
have.
have?
I don't
Does he
have
have
money.
money?
But here's the thing. Why is money
much-
valuable?
Do you have money?
What is money valuable for?
I'm just asking. Do you have money?
I just said no. I'm broke. I'm a
He answered your question every time that you've asked it.
No,
nobody.
but really, you are?
Yeah.
Is he really broke?
Yeah.
Not only did Andrew answer your question every single time you asked it, now another person has answered your question already. How many more times will he ask it? Let's find out.
I just want to know. I have to know.
No, I'm
He's
not.
trolling.
I'm not one of these rich guys. I don't have a Bugatti. I don't have a Lambo. I don't
I
have a
just
Ferrari.
really have to know. Like, how much money you got?
Probably $5 in my pocket. Not much more.
See, can anyone answer for the guy?
Why do they think I'm kidding? I have a family. I take care of an entire family. That takes a lot
He's
of
doing
money.
all right. He's doing all right.
Okay,
It's okay.
This is the thing, you guys. If you ain't fit, you can't say it's not all about being in good shape.
Why not?
If you don't have money, you can't say it's not all about money.
Yeah, why
But
not?
if he does have money, he can say that.
Why not?
He
Why can't you say? Why must you have the thing before you? Hang on. Let me ask the question.
Because hypothetical is
Let me ask the
hypocritical.
question. Let me ask the question.
Hypothetical is hypocritical.
How do you even know what I was going to say?
Hypothetical is hypocritical is not a real saying. He just found two big words that are similar and put them together and thinks it's catchy, because when he says it to people with the intelligence quotient that he possesses, it sounds like some profound shit. Hypothetical means something that is made up, that is a make-believe situation that you are assuming and pretending is a real situation so that you can evaluate it in whatever way you're looking for. Hypocritical is saying one thing and doing something else, such as saying you can't have vices or do drugs while you are clearly abusing steroids.
Say, before I've even been allowed to
I know
ask
what
the
you're
question.
gonna say.
Then what was I going to say?
You're gonna say why can't you ask the question?
Okay, so that's not what I was going to say. What I was going to say is, how in the world can you create a standard that it's inappropriate to ask somebody, how come if I don't have X thing, because I don't value X thing, does that mean X thing is actually valuable?
You've never experienced it, so you can't speak about it.
You think that I haven't experienced wealth?
That is the most asinine shit. I've never experienced terrorism, but I can tell you it's whack as fuck. I've never been a murderer. I can tell you that that's not an ideal career path. I've never experienced a lot of things that I can tell you with certainty are not the business. You do not have to do something in order to know that that's not what your life should be about.
Wealth? Even
I
poor
was
people,
asking if you did.
Even poor people experience days of wealth.
He still doesn't know the answer to the question that multiple people answered for him already.
I was
They
asking
can-
if you
even
did.
poor
I don't know
people-
who you are.
But even poor people experience days of wealth.
It's the wackest fucking burn anybody could ever come up with. I don't know who you are. Being well known is not a sign of success. Everybody knows who Adolf Hitler was. Everybody knows who Jake Paul is. Just because you're well known does not mean that it's a good thing and that you're a good person or that you're successful.
Of wealth. And so the thing is
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Definitely
No,
so.
not.
Definitely so.
I've lived the lowest lows and the highest highs.
Well, what's the distinction? After
What the fuck does that have to do with anybody else? That doesn't mean anything. You haven't experienced what other people have gone through, so you can't speak on it, right? That's your logic. You haven't lived Andrew's life, so shut the fuck up.
even poor people experience days of wealth. And so the thing is
No,
it's
definitely not. Definitely not.
Definitely
No,
so.
not.
Definitely so.
I've lived the lowest lows and the highest highs.
Well, what's the distinction? After you make X amount, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if you look at the studies done on this, it does not.
I don't fit no fucking studies.
It does not
bro.
hugely improve a person's life.
You fit studies of former convicts. You fit the study of people who abuse performance-enhancing drugs. You fit the study of, I'm assuming, people who have shared needles and what has come of it. You fit the study of former methamphetamine addicts. You would fit in a study of people who need help dressing themselves. You would fit a male pattern baldness study. Plenty of studies you fit.
Are you proud of who the fuck
Bro,
you are?
why
Well,
don't
look
you
at.
even
Are
let
you
me
proud?
get-
If you look in the mirror, would you guys say this motherfucker's proud of who the fuck he is? That's a bag of trash, dude. Pull your fucking shirt
Because
off
I've
and
been-
tell me you're fucking proud
because
of yourself.
I've been to
Oh,
fucking prison.
triggers.
Jesus Christ,
Because
look
I've been
at
to
you,
prison?
bro. You got 10-inch arms and tits. Men.
That's his favorite thing, 10-inch arms and tits. He's so obsessed with that. For any of the younger, impressionable men, looking at yourself in the mirror and being proud of yourself is, in the sense that he's talking about, has to do strictly with your physique. Now, when you look in the mirror, you should be proud of who you see based on what you've done with your life, your morals, your values, the virtues that you stay true to, what you do for your family, things like that, who you are as a person. Looking in the mirror and not being proud of yourself very rarely has to do with what your body looks like. You can change that. You can work on that. You need to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and be proud of yourself for who you are and what you represent and what you stand for. Just because somebody looks in the mirror and likes what their physique looks like doesn't mean that they're proud of themselves.
Pull your fucking shirt
Because
off
I've
and
been-
tell me you're fucking proud of
Because
yourself.
I've been to fucking prison.
Jesus Christ,
Because
look
I've been
at
to
you,
prison?
bro. You got 10-inch arms and tits. Men don't have tits. you
No, they
guys.
go to prison.
Wesley, Do me a favor, sir. Stand up right now and jump up and down. Let's see what them tits do. I bet you they bounce just as much as your girl's fake ones do. You got tits, bro.
Men don't have tits.
No,
guys.
they go to prison where they get fucking.
Fuck yeah,
where
they
get
do.
raped up the ass.
You've never been to prison. Look,
That's
you're talking
what
about shit you
happens.
don't know.
See, right there. That's his deep dark secret coming out. Fuck yeah, they do. This guy idolizes prison culture. He wishes the whole world was prison because he's convinced if society was like prison that he would be running the block. He wouldn't. Wes is no different than any other fake fucking shot caller that thinks that muscles and punking people is what life is all about. Do not listen to this motherfucker, please. I don't know if I stated that yet already, but don't listen to this motherfucker.
Go to prison where they get
let's
raped.
do
Now you
this.
get your ass
Hold on,
beat
hold
in
on,
front
You
of
think that
everybody.
that's better?
Guys,
You think that that's
Okay,
better?
let's let him.
Getting so upset during a debate that you threaten to fight somebody is a sure sign that you are full of shit. If Wes really believed in the shit that he was talking, he would be able to debate Andrew in a way that didn't upset himself. It's a very common sign amongst people who are full of shit, is when people are debating them on it and they eventually get to the point where they realize I'm full of shit and I've exhausted all options and I have no other arguments to make, they just resort to threatening violence.
Let him give his definition of success, and then,
Having tits and 10-inch arms is what a
let's-
man is.
let's
You
let him-
guys.
let's let him get
Please
his-
don't listen to that.
Wes, let's let him get his thing out, and then
Tits.
We can have different opinions.
Yeah,
Titties,
Anyway, back to where I was at.
boobs.
Yeah. Okay.
The most childish fucking tits, boobs. We're in a fucking junior high cafeteria now, apparently.
Prison. But anyway, if you want,
Fuck yeah.
if you want to follow the
Fuck yeah,
successful mantra of a
prison.
man who tells you he's reformed from prison, understand why they might have gone there to begin with.
Exactly. Anybody who is truly reformed from prison, look at Dubs. Shout out to Dubs. Anybody who is reformed from prison and has actually made anything from themselves in a legit way, not by continuing to live like they're in prison and fucking punking people and bullshitting everybody. Anybody who has actually come from that walk of life and turned it around and made something of themselves will tell you not to go to prison. There are countless people who are former gang members, former prisoners, former convicts who go around and make a living talking to youth and telling them about how fucking bad it is and how terrible of an idea it is to idolize motherfuckers like this. Going to prison is not your route for success, folks. I'm telling you this right now. Now, I personally have never been to prison, so I have no experience in prison, but I do have experience not going to prison, and I can tell you that not going to prison has worked out pretty fucking well for me so far.
And
To take
yes,
care of a
I
family.
do think.
Hold on, back that up.
The successful mantra of a man who tells you he's reformed from prison, understand why they might have gone there to begin with. And
To take
yes,
care of a
I do think that a rejection.
Did you hear that? To take care of a family. Now, in my research, the only thing that I've been able to come up with as far as why Mr. Wes Watson has gone to prison was because he liked to smoke weed and he didn't want to pay for it. So he robbed a weed dealer and, assaulted him, took a bunch of his shit, and ended up getting arrested. In no world, universe, or lifetime is robbing a weed dealer and getting sent away to prison where your family cannot reach you or see you or talk to you, and you cannot help support them by working or providing in any way, shape, or form, helps take care of your family. There's no scenario where getting yourself put in a fucking box for 8 to 10 years is taking care of your family. That's just some fucking bullshit that lazy career criminal meth addict motherfuckers tell themselves. They get to a point of, oh, I need more money for meth, but I don't want to go work. I don't want to actually go work a job. So I'm just going to go rob somebody and try and take it from them because that's doing what I got to do. No, that's not doing what you got to do. A man does what he has to do to take care of his family. The guy working at Walmart bagging groceries is doing what he has to do to take care of his family. The guy working the drive-through window at Taco Bell at 2 a.m. on a Saturday night when the line is around 3 different blocks of drunk people trying to fucking get their munch on without getting pulled over. That guy is doing what he has to do to take care of his family. Trying to rob people so you can avoid actual work is not taking care of your family.
Rejection of materialism is something missing in society, and I do think that true wealth is the family, and I think that true wealth is having a wife, and true wealth, that is what I think it is, and that is what I think truly success is being able to go home and look your family in the face and know that you're doing everything you can to support them. That's
and then
what
when
I
you
think
go to the beach
success
with
is.
your family, they're like, "There's my stud dad right there, standing there.
Do you have
that stud right there with his shirt off?
Do you have children?
Look at that stud.
Do you have children?
I do have children.
How many?
I have 2.
You have 2.
He does not have children. At the time of this, from what I've been able to gather, the children he's referring to were the children of the woman that he was with at the time, who he is no longer with anymore. So not only is he not with that woman, he does not even have those children anymore. So by your logic, Wes, you don't have children, so you can't speak on that, sir.
So are you saying that your Bugatti and your money and everything
If
else
they
is
saw me
worth more
standing
than your
there, they'd be
children?
like, my dad's a superhero. Look what he brought to the table. Look how
Your physical appearance brings absolutely nothing to the table for your family. How you look at the beach, how you look when you look at yourself in the mirror, being ripped, being buff, having muscles, having a superhero physique does absolutely nothing to take care of your family. That puts nothing on the table whatsoever.
Look how hard this guy works. He came from nothing to this.
Yeah.
He's, God damn it.
You're still whining.
He got to that point again where he realized that he was full of shit and he had no more bullshit arguments to throw out there, so he immediately resorts to insults.
Whining. Stop whining
That
and
is
just
a
make an
product.
argument.
Dude, I'll smack your fat ass.
So you're going to attack
Straight
you're going to
up.
attack me?
All right.
Threatening violence during a debate.
All right.
Nobody's
Do you usually attack armed men in Florida?
Dude,
All right.
look
Let's
at
just
your goddamn self.
Okay,
guys,
well,
guys,
I've
guys,
never
guys,
seen such a
seriously.
pathetic motherfucker.
It always comes back to physical appearance for this dude. It's always about, like, your physical appearance does nothing, bro. I have seen countless bodybuilders absolutely destroy themselves to look great, to step on a stage and win a $5 plastic trophy. None of that provides for your family. None of that brings anything to the table. None of that does anything to take care of your family. Your physical appearance has nothing to do with what you're doing as a man to take care of your family.
Motherfucker.
Okay,
Let's
well,
chill out a little
I'll-
bit, man. A little bit.
This is not what men
Let's let
look
him.
like.
Let's let him.
What do they
finish
look
his
like?
point.
Fucking shit.
What do they look like? Bald prisoners?
Dude, fuck.
Is that what they look like?
This is
let's
the
let
problem
him-
in society. Is people like this think they could talk to someone like me like that.
He absolutely can. He absolutely can talk to you any way that he likes, and there's nothing you can do about it. This isn't prison, bro. Freedom of speech. We're on the outs. You're not inside anymore. We're on the outs. We have this thing called the Constitution that protects Andrew's ability and right to say whatever he wants. He can say anything to you at all. He doesn't have to think he can. He can. It's law.
They really think they can. He knows he wouldn't do shit about it, and that's the
He doesn't have to do shit about it. He doesn't have to do anything about what he says. You say something to him, he says something back. That's it. That's the exchange. There's nothing he needs to do. You fucking idiot.
That's the problem.
I mean, you're the one who got hostile for having a difference of opinion.
Dude, check it out. You started coming at me about some other shit. This is what the show is supposed to be about.
No, you started this 100%. And that's more of your delusion. That's more of your bullshit, telling yourself that you're constantly right. That's another thing that career criminals, tweakers, drug addicts, narcissists, egomaniacs, fragile egomaniacs, that's one thing that they constantly do. They're always in the right. In their head, everything boils down to them always being right and somebody else is always at fault. He clearly started this. Andrew was just giving his definition of success like he was asked to do. And Wes Watson took so much offense to it that he started an argument and threatening violence over Andrew having a difference of opinion on what the definition of success is.
To be about. I like this shit. So personally,
So do I.
enjoy it.
Yeah, I enjoy
But I
blood
mean,
sports.
We can agree to disagree.
We can
We
can
can move on, but Jesus
yeah.
Christ, men don't have tits. We can agree on that. Physically,
Men usually have hair. We can agree on that, too.
He has
Physically.
crossed over gender barriers.
I think we can see each side has different
By
opinions.
choice, crossing gender barriers. By growing
If all else fails, try to make gay jokes. If all else fails, try to make bitch jokes. Try to make woman jokes. If all else fails, this is a debate that you started about what the definition of success is, and you have resorted to trying to equate his body to a female's physique. This is your hero. This y'all's king. This y'all's king. All right, guys. Well, it does continue on for a little bit more. I'm going to cut it right there so that this video doesn't get too long. But this is probably just the first of several Wes Watson videos that I will be doing. Got a lot of content to react to when it comes to Wes Watson. So I'm probably going to have my hands full for a while. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Go ahead and double fist that like button and finger fuck that subscribe button for me, and I'll see you guys again on the next one. Peace.